Welcome to the Life After Plus One podcast, where we turn life's lemons into delightful lemonade. Get ready for inspiring stories, uplifting conversations, and all the tips and tricks to rock your single parent journey with style. I'm your host, Leanne, and it's time to embrace the adventure of Life After Plus One. So, let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to Life After Plus One. I'm Leanne, your podcast host and your single parent mentor and coach. And today, let's talk about the topic of when to introduce a new partner to your kids. Now, there's so many different things out there and what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and how long you should wait. Some people say 6 months, some people say 12 months. Really, at the end of the day, it's not about a time frame. It's about the quality of the relationship and how your kids are taking that relationship on. So when you're looking at wanting to introduce your kids to a new partner, the biggest thing you need to take into consideration is how long has it been since you've broken up from the last relationship, whether it be a previous person you dated since you've left your kid's other parent, or if it has been leaving the kid's mother or father. How long ago was that? How long ago did that take place? Was it really recently, like in the last 2 or 3 months, that you've just broken up from your last relationship, whether it be a dating relationship or one with the kid's other parent, and you're now looking at introducing them to someone new? Or has it been a lengthy period of time? Have you been separated or have you been single for maybe 6, 12 months, maybe even longer, like myself? And you've just been happily single and now you're comfortable and you're happy and you're ready to get out there and meet someone new. That is a good space to be in. And the kids are usually a lot more comfortable and understanding when you've had that time apart. And it's not because they've needed to see you take that time away from dating, but kids need to grieve and deal with those emotions as well, especially when it's a breakup from their mum or dad. And that whole family dynamic has been split up and everything's all changed. The kids need time to grieve. They need time to process it. They need to understand everything that's happened. So they just can't go through the whole breakup period of you and their mum or their dad. And then the next minute you're wanting to jump into the dating world and introduce them to someone new when they're still struggling to understand and deal with the breakup from what you've just gone through with their other parent. The kids need time to process it. So don't rush into anything when it comes to involving the kids. Now, the kids don't determine what happens in your relationship. You are the parent. You're the adult. But you've always got to remember the kids are part of the package. They are part of it. You can't just brush off their feelings. You can't just ignore the way their emotions or how they're feeling or anything that they're going through. You can't ignore that. They're kids and they don't always know how to handle these emotions. Even us as adults don't always know how to handle these emotions. So you need to be there with your kids to help them get through that. So rushing into another relationship when they're still processing the last breakup and they're still mourning the loss of not living with mum or not living with dad or whatever the situation is, and they're processing it, and all of a sudden you've got this new partner that you're dating and you're wanting to introduce them to the kids and they're staying over frequently and you're making it like a whole new family all of a sudden. That's a lot. That's a lot for the kids to take on. So that goes back to what I was saying. It's not necessarily based on how long you've been dating, but it's based on everything else, on the quality of the relationship and how long you've been single for. Because you don't want to just jump into another relationship where you don't even know if you're ready to date. You don't know if you're ready to settle down. You don't know what you want. But all of a sudden you're dating this other person. You think, yeah, I might just introduce them to the kids. The biggest thing you need to remember when you are wanting to introduce a new partner to your kids is, do you see a future with this person? Because introducing your kids to a new partner is not just saying, hey, this is my new friend. It's, this is my new partner. We are dating, we are in a relationship, we are a couple. They will look at that like you and mum or you and dad and how you guys used to be together. So when you're wanting to take that big step and involve the kids in your new relationship, then you need to take big steps in your relationship before involving your kids. And what I mean by that is you need to have the discussions like when the relationship progresses, where are you going to live? Are you wanting the relationship to progress? Have you had these discussions on what you both want out? Are you just having a bit of fun? Or do you both see it being a long-term commitment? Have you had discussions about living arrangements, about how your families would blend together? Now you might think, well, no, it's too soon. Of course I haven't had these discussions. Well, if it's too soon to have these discussions with your partner about living arrangements, about holidays, about how your families would blend together, then why would you want to introduce your kids then? If it's too soon to have these conversations about future plans and how everything's going to work together, then why is it not too soon to introduce the kids? Because that is a big step. You do not want to introduce the kids to somebody that you don't know is not going to be a long-term commitment. You need to have this conversation with your partner to make sure you're both on the same page. Now, it's totally okay to go out and date and just want to have fun, have something casual. There are people out there that like doing friends with benefits. Whatever it is that you want to do, you do you. But you don't need to, let me rephrase that. I won't say you don't need to. You should not be involving your kids in these kinds of relationships if they're only for fun, or if you don't know what you want, or if it's just a friend with benefits. Their kids should not be involved in that. That's your fun. That's something to make you feel good. Because let's be honest, that's what friends with benefits kind of relationships are. They're just things to make you feel good in the moment. Kids don't need to be involved in that. If you're with someone because you don't know what you want, you have recently broken up and you're not sure what you want, you don't know if you want a long-term commitment, just want to have a bit of fun, then that's your fun. Don't involve your kids in that, because that's clearly not going to progress into some long-term commitment if you're just looking for a bit of fun. And on a side note to that, if you're in a relationship and you don't know what you want, then you need to go back to the start of this podcast series and listen to some of the previous episodes, because I don't agree with someone being in a relationship and not knowing what they want. Because really, when you're in that situation, you're just dragging someone through your issues, your pain, your hurt, your mixed emotions until you figure out what you want. If that's where you're at, you need to do that before you get into the dating world. Or you go out and look for a friend with benefits that's got no emotional attachment. You shouldn't be in the dating world if you don't know what you want. And most importantly, if you are dating someone and you don't know what you want and you don't know if you see a future, you should not be involving your kids in this situation. Now, on another note, when you are looking at doing this and you wanting to involve the kids, have that discussion with them first. Put the feelers out there and see how the kids react. You'll probably get one of two reactions. You might get something like my daughter who says, "Mum, you need to get out there and start dating." So she's looking forward to me getting out there and meeting someone new. Now, I have no issues in getting out there and meeting someone new. I just don't have time. I would love for my Prince Charming just to randomly stop in front of me one day and we can have a lovely conversation. Wouldn't that be perfect? I'm going to remain optimistic because I'm going to never say never. But I'm open to the opportunity. And I love that my daughter is open for the opportunity for me to get out there and meet someone new as well. And there are a lot of kids, especially when they're older and you've been separated for some time, they're probably also at a similar point where they're like, "Mum or Dad, I think you need to get out and meet someone. You need a partner." And that's great. When the kids are in that frame of mind and they're on the same page and that's how they're reacting towards you meeting someone new, then you know that's fine. You know you have no issues. But if you have it on the flip side of that where the kids are like, I don't know how I feel about that. They might be really sad because it's not mum or it's not dad and they're still a bit confused. If that's the case, you need to take it at their pace. You need to take things a bit slower. Now, I'm not saying you need to break up with this person and just leave them and say, "No, my kids are not sure I should be dating, so I'm not going to date." It just means that don't rush into introducing the kids to them. Make sure the kids are comfortable with where you're at. Have the talks with them. Explain, I've been single for some time and mum or dad needs to get out and meet someone new. I want some company. I want someone to come home and be happy with and enjoy my life with. Let them understand. Have those little talks with them. Figure out why they're not ready. Figure out why they might be sad about it or upset. They might just be sad because you're not getting back together with mum. They might secretly have these hopes that you are going to get back together with the other parent. And you starting to date someone else is confirmation that that's never going to happen again. And sometimes you do need to have that chat. Sometimes you do need to explain, you know what? It's okay. You can still love mum the same way. You can still love dad the same way. But we don't love each other the same way. But we still love you no matter what. But it's time for us to go our separate ways and find our own partner. Have a few talks with them. Let them understand where you're at. Like I always say, kids process things differently. So just take your time and explain it to them. Don't get the shits because they don't agree or they don't understand or they're confused. Don't just get frustrated at them. Talk to them. Understand. Figure out where they're at. Figure out why they're upset or why they're confused. And just explain the process to them. And like I said, when they are feeling like this, don't rush into anything. Take your time. Just keep talking to them about it. Keep saying, yeah, I met up with Tom over the weekend or whoever it was, just a random name. Wouldn't it be funny if I just met up with Tom over the weekend? But just talk about it. Gradually talk them through it or wean your way into introducing them by talking about things that you've done together. Now, again, you don't want to do this with someone that you've just met. If it's someone that you've been dating for a long time and it's getting quite serious, that's when you do this. You do not want to do it with someone who you've just met, who you're just dating, if you're going on a first date. Kids don't need to know every single part of your dating life. This is something you can talk to your friends about, not your kids. So when it does come time to introduce this new partner to your kids, make it as smooth and as comfortable as possible. You don't want to make it like an awkward interview where you go out for lunch, you're sitting at a table and there's an awkward silence. It's just like crickets. And then you start having random bullshit conversation, which is just like, how was your day? How was school? What did you do? It's like an interview. Don't get into that. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable for you and it's uncomfortable for the kids. When it comes time to introduce the partner to the kids, take them somewhere where you can all get involved and you can have a bit of fun and the new partner can interact with the kids. Say, for example, you go on a picnic lunch somewhere or just a little picnic anywhere, just go chill out at the beach. Kids can have their bikes or their scooters or a soccer ball and the new partner can get up and kick the ball around with them, or they can ride the scooters together or fly a kite or dig a hole in the beach or build a sandcastle. Just random ideas, I don't know. But just when you do something, make it something where you can all interact and they can sit down and play games with them and do things together. And that's what gets the kids on board. The kids will like that. Oh, they're playing with me. They're wanting to get to know me. Kids like it when people spend time with them. So when you're wanting to introduce a new partner to your kids, think about it like that. Don't make it like an interview. Don't make it awkward. Make it a fun family outing where you all can get involved. Not somewhere where you can't talk or you're all going to be separated or it's like awkward conversations where it's like an interview. Think of something fun that you can all do where you all have to interact with each other. That's what you want. You want to make it comfortable for you. You want to make it comfortable for your partner and you want to make it comfortable for the kids. And during this process, check in with the kids. Check in. Ask them what they think of your new partner. Now, ideally, you want them to all be on board and agree and be happy and you all get along. That's the perfect scenario. But it's not always going to happen that way. There's going to be situations where the kids don't agree with the new partner or they don't like them. And it could just be because it's not mum or it's not dad. So no matter who they are, no matter who this new partner is going to be, the kids are not going to like them because you're not my mum or you're not my dad. That's a tough one. But you've got to work through it with them, because eventually your ex, which is the kids' either mum or dad, is going to meet their own new partner. So you need to explain that to the kids. It's okay. They're not your mum. They're not your dad. They're my partner, but I want you to learn to get along with them. And if they don't like them, or if there's something that they're not happy about, ask them what it is. If it is just for that fact that it's not their mum or it's not their dad, then the kids are going to have to learn to live with that. They're going to have to start to understand and compromise and be a little supportive. But you don't get angry at them because of that. It's a big thing for the kids to take on, to have someone new come into their home and into their family and into their world and possibly change things, and schedules change and everything else. Take it slow and be understanding if the kids have a difference of an opinion. But if there is something different, that's not just the fact that the new partner is not their mum or not their dad. Maybe there is something different. Maybe they are quite rude to them and you don't notice it because you're in your little love bubble. Maybe they are quite condescending. Maybe they're doing something to the kids that you just don't notice. And if the kids bring something up to you about the new partner that they don't like, take it on board. Don't just brush it off. Oh, you're lying. You're full of shit. I don't agree with you. They would never do that. Take it on board. You don't necessarily have to agree. You don't have to get angry in the spot. You don't have to totally shut it down. You don't have to get angry at the partner or angry at the kids. Take it on board and just watch next time they interact. Watch and see what happens. And then if it does keep happening, address it with the new partner. Talk to them. And worst case scenario, bring all of you together, the kids, the new partner, you. Talk to each other as a group and find out what's going on. The kids are saying this. You're saying this. I want you all to get along. What's happening? How can we make this work? Ideally, that's what you want. You want this relationship to be something that's going to work. And if it is, you want the kids on board. You want the kids happy. You don't want them in a situation where they feel uncomfortable or they feel unwelcomed or unaccepted. You want them to feel comfortable. So do what you can to make it work and to make them feel accepted. Maybe it's just the fact that they haven't had a say in the issue, or they're just unsure and they're just confused on how to express that. So it could be anything at all. It all comes down to talking to your kids and seeing where they're at, seeing what's upsetting them, why they're confused, why they're upset, why they're angry, whatever emotion it is. Talk to them and find out what's going on, and talk to your partner. You all need to be on board. But just remember, when you are introducing the kids, it's not about a time frame. You can't just say, well, we've been together 6 months now, so let's bring the kids on board. If you've been through a really toxic breakup or a really emotionally draining breakup with the kid's other parent, why rush into that? And the thing is, a lot of people think as you get older, you've got to do things quicker because you're older and you're running out of time. So you've got to be quick. It's actually the opposite. As you get older, that's more of a reason you should take your time. You have more at stake as you get older, whether it be your home, your assets, your kids, your mental health, your emotional health. It's all at risk if you risk going through another breakup again. Now, you never are going to be guaranteed if a relationship is a sure thing. It's never a guarantee. But knowing how to communicate and knowing how to deal with these things in an effective manner is an excellent place to start. And when you are wanting a long-term relationship with someone, and when you are wanting to involve the kids in that, make sure you've had a good discussion with your partner about what they're wanting out of the relationship. Are they wanting to have a bit of fun? Are they happy to be out there dating other people at the same time? Or are they looking to really commit and settle down? You need to have this discussion with your partner before you even consider involving the kids. Know what they want. You've got to both be on the same page. Have discussions about holidays. Have discussions about living arrangements. Talk about it all, because Yes, that's a serious discussion to have. And to get to that point in a relationship where you're talking about future arrangements and holidays and living arrangements and everything else, that's a serious step in the relationship. But you've also got to remember, so is involving the kids. Involving the kids is not like introducing your friend to a new partner. Involving the kids is like showing them a whole new family dynamic. And then the next minute, they've gone out of your life. And boom, the kids are going through another breakup. The kids are dealing through this change again. It confuses them. They're asking questions. What's happened? What's gone on? And the kids will start to feel like every time someone comes in my life, they just leave. They just go. What's going on? What's happening? Don't confuse the kids any more than they need to be. Well, they shouldn't be anyway. But don't add extra confusion to the kids' life, especially after what's already happened with your previous breakup. So if you're dating someone at the moment and you're thinking, oh, I really want the kids to meet this person. They seem amazing. I'd love my kids to meet them. Or if you're looking at getting back into the dating world and you're not sure how it works, you're not sure if you should involve the kids or when to involve the kids, do not involve the kids unless you know for certain this relationship has got longevity, unless you have had those discussions about future commitments. You're both on the same page about what you see for the future of your relationship. If you're dating someone that's a bit hesitant, I think I want to commit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I want, but I'm not 100% sure, or they're still a bit iffy about a few things. They don't know. They say they like you, but they can't commit. They can't give any guarantees. They don't know what they want. Then you know what? Don't involve the kids. Don't add extra confusion to the kids' lives. You want to introduce someone to the kids that's ready to commit or that's ready to be in a long-term relationship with you. And as I said, it's okay to be in different types of relationships. It's okay to get out and have a bit of fun, explore the dating world, do what you need to do to figure out what you want. But in the process, be clear with the people that you are dating that that's what you're doing. And don't involve your kids in this process of your dating life. They don't need that. This is the fun stage. The kids don't need to be involved in your adult fun. The kids are getting involved when it's family related stuff. And if this new partner is not ready to be involved in family related stuff, then do not involve them in your kids' lives. So that's the biggest tip to remember when you're looking at involving or introducing, I should say, your new partner to your kids. How serious is your relationship? And keep in mind, how long have you been single for? Have you just recently broken up and you're straight back into the dating world and you're ready to introduce the kids to this new person? Or have you been single for a lengthy period of time, you've had some time to self-reflect, you've had some time to yourself, and you think, yep, it's now time for me to get out and meet someone new. That's a big thing to consider when you're looking at introducing your kids to a new partner. The time that you've had single. And this isn't related to time for you to self-reflect. It's time for the kids to get over the previous relationship breakdown with their mum or their dad. It's time for them to grieve, to process the emotions, to get through it all. Kids will not just go to bed one night and go, yep, okay, mum and dad are separated. That's it, it's done. And then wake up the next morning like it's all perfect and happy life. It doesn't work like that. They may pretend like it is. They may act like it is. But quite often they bottle things up. Unless you sit down and talk to them and ask them these questions, kids will not randomly open up and talk to you about these things. So that's just a couple of things for you to think about when introducing or when considering to introduce a new partner to your kids. Are you in a place where you can see yourself committing to this person? Is this a long-term relationship? Have you had discussions about it being a long-term relationship? Have you had discussions about future arrangements with each other and with each other's kids and maybe holidays and everything else? If you have not had any kind of talk to your partner about any future plans, then don't involve them in your kids' lives. That's the big cue here. Let your kids grieve from their previous relationship. Talk to them through the process. If they're not accepting of it, talk to them. Find out why. Find out what's going on. Understand their emotions and work out with them what you can do, what is missing, what's upsetting them. and then what you can do differently to try and cheer them up. Go through it slowly. If they're not on the same page, if the kids are not agreeing, take it slow. And just remember, just because you're older does not mean you need to do it quicker. It more so means you need to do it slower. Take your time. There's no time frame in the dating world. There's no time limit when you need to meet somebody. There's no time limit when you need to get married or settle down or anything else. Take your time with it. Because honestly, the best part of the dating world is when you're dating. When you get those text messages and you can smile and you have those cute little morning messages. When you can actually look forward to seeing them for that Friday night or Saturday night dinner because you haven't seen them all week. When you get excited about having plans together and you've got a weekend away because the kids are at the other parents'. Those are fun times in the dating world. As soon as you involve the kids in that whole dating dynamic changes. You're now a big Brady Bunch family and you're all just about weekend sports and doing kid stuff. Keep your dating life separate for as long as possible. That is the fun part of dating. The actual dating part. So why rush that and involve the kids in that? Because you don't get that dating part when the kids are there. Because when the kids are there, then you've got to focus on including them for dinners and including them in when you go out for the movies or anything else. Keep your dating life separate from the kids as long as possible because you want to enjoy that alone time with your new partner. Enjoy that courting stage, as they used to say in the old days. Do they still say that? I don't know. But enjoy that stage. It is fun. Make the most of that. Use that time to get to know your new partner. Get to know their quirks, what they like, what their hobbies are, what they don't like. Do fun little things together that you can do in your adult time that you probably couldn't do when you have your kids around. Make the most of this time. So that's just a little few tips when you're thinking about introducing your kids to your new partner. Just remember, it's not about a set date, okay? We've been together 6 months. Let's involve the kids. It's about how the relationship's going and how the kids are going to take this relationship on. Make sure it's about looking at introducing your kids to someone that you see a future with, not just someone that you want to spend time with or you want to spend more time with because you're happy with this person and they make you feel good. So you're like, I just want to see them more. So I'm going to introduce them to the kids so I can see them more so they can come around when the kids are here. No, that's the wrong reason. You don't want to introduce them to the kids just so you can see them more. Because quite often if you jump in too early, it backfires. For that reason that I just said, you get too involved in that family life way too quickly and it gets too overwhelming. Take your time, enjoy your dating life and enjoy your time alone with your kids. Have your separate interests, have your separate time. Enjoy your time with your friends. And then you can look forward to having your time together. That's important. So when you do become a serious relationship and you do want to settle down together or move in together or whatever big move you want to take, you've got your own interests, you've got your friends, you've got your hobbies. So that all blends in nicely together because that's what you want in a relationship. You want both of your worlds to blend in nicely, not you changing this for them and they're changing this for you and then you've got to do this and they've got to do this. You want to blend your worlds together nicely and you want to be with someone because you want them to come in and fit into your world nicely. That's what it's about. That's what finding the ideal partner is. And that's when you know you're ready to introduce them to the kids. Don't rush it and have fun with it. That's about it from me, guys. And if you're wanting some more tips, I am going to do a quick plug on this. The dating guide, the single parents dating guide, it does have more of this information in that where I do discuss introducing the kids to the new partner, how to go about it, how to make it a comfortable setting, what to do, involving the ex in the situation because they may need to know. It's all discussed in the dating guidebook, which is all available on my website and it's also available in the show notes below. If you are interested, it's all there. It's got some amazing juicy content in there. If you're looking for more valuable and quality relationships and not just relationships that keep going down these same toxic patterns, you don't want that. You want to get out of that to have a relationship that's happier and healthier. And that's what this is all about. So guys, that's about it from me today. If you are liking the show, give me a review. I love to hear feedback. I love to hear what you're thinking, because constructive feedback is the best feedback. And it makes me know what you guys are liking, what you're not liking, what I can give you more of, and what I can give you less of. If you're listening on Spotify, you can also put a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, or jump onto my Instagram page at Life After Plus One. Shoot me a message. Give me some feedback there. I love hearing from you all. So that's everything from me today. Guys, I hope you got some juicy information from this that helps your relationships and where you're at. Thank you again. And until next time, I'll be in your ears then. Thank you for joining us on the Life After Plus One podcast. If you loved what you heard today and looking for some further support, then jump onto our website, lifeafterplusone.com. Plus, don't forget to check out our Instagram page for further resources and inspo. You can find all the links in the show notes. And remember, you're not alone on this path. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. And in the meantime, keep thriving, keep growing, and keep exploring your amazing life after plus one.